Okay, the question number 7 is an inflated balloon was pressed against a wall after it. Just a minute. 1 minute. Okay, an inflated balloon was pressed against a wall after it has been rubbed with a piece of synthetic cloth. It was found that the balloon sticks to the wall. What force might be responsible for the attraction between the balloon and the wall? Okay, read the question. Inflated balloon. That means while you are blow that balloon, then after. So you have to take one synthetic cloth and you have to rub the balloon gently. Okay. If you rub it hardly means it will burst. Okay. Then after how sir we can predict. Should not ask. Okay. Anyway, you have to rub it gently, and after you rub it gently, you have to place in that wall. What will happen? The balloon may stick to the wall. So what kind of force it is present on the balloon towards the wall? Do you have any guess? Shall we go and see the answer? Okay. So the answer is the force which is responsible for the attraction between the ball and the bulb and the wall is electrostatic force. Yes, because I already said when you are rubbing any object or when you are what's called rubbing vigorously or gently. So whenever you are rubbing any object, the object might be lose some charge. That means the object left some charge. Okay. Otherwise, the object gains some charge from another object. That means there will be some variation between the charged particles, right? Either the body will give the charge to another body or it will accept the charge from another body. Because of friction, the charges and all transmitted are coming from one object to another object or from another object towards the one object. This kind of force it is called electrostatic force. Okay. So because of the electrostatic force only, when we rub the balloon by a synthetic cloth, it gets charged. So we can take another example also. Even the pieces of small bits of paper also get attracted by the electrostatic force. So remember that even in our body also having, every body is made up of charged particles, right? Positive charges, negative charges, neutral charges. So when you are what's called applying any friction or rubbing force, it lose the charge or it will gain the charge. Okay, you may take silk cloth or whatever. Okay, even the glass rod also you have taken and rub with the silk cloth, it may attract or it may give that electrons. That means electrons or any negative charges to other body. Okay, so actually when the body is said to be neutral means the number of protons must be equal to number of electrons when it will be neutral body. When you are applying the any frictional force means either it can say negative charged body, that means which has a lot of negative charge when compared to positive charge means we are saying that is a negative charged body. So lot of positive charge when comparing to negative charge means we call it as a positive charged body. Okay, so depends on that force. Okay, so here the answer is electrostatic force. So due to that electrostatic force only, it gets attracted in the wall. Okay, shall we move to the next question? And one more thing here, they said when it is taken near the wall, it will get attracted towards the uncharged wall because what's called because of the electrostatic force, which is the force exerted by the charged body on another uncharged body. This only I explained. So due to the variation in charges, it will get attracted. And one more thing you have to know, opposite charges only attract. Maybe the wall contains a lot of negative charge. Otherwise, what's called maybe the wall is neutral body and it will be that negative charge or positive charge. So due to the variation in charges, it will get attracted. Okay, and The next question number 8. Name the forces acting on a plastic bucket containing water held above the ground level in your hand. If you are holding that by using your hand, that bucket is full of water. Discuss why the forces acting on the bucket do not bring the change in the state of motion. Do not bring the change in the state of motion. So the answer is the force acting on a plastic bucket are gravitational force. It acting downwards. Okay. See, understand the question. Name the forces acting on a plastic bucket containing water held above the ground level in your hand. Discuss why the forces acting on the bucket do not bring the change in the state of motion. Mean because the gravitational force will be acting downwards. Okay, because already you know gravitational force. It's a property. It is not only the property of the earth, it is a universe property. Okay, all the planets also having a gravitational force, and in the universe each and every body, one body it will attract another body. Okay, that next one, and see here, and some more here. Wait just a minute. Yes, so first one, gravitational force, it will be acting downwards, and one more force, muscular force, it is applied by our hands to lift the bucket in upward direction. So we are giving the force, that means muscular force we are giving in the upward direction. We have to pull that bucket, right, in the upward direction, and the downward direction the gravitational force. So both are get balanced, so that only the water will not move. So although these forces are acting on the bucket, but no change is found in the state of motion because the two forces are balancing, right? So I said, so balancing each other. So first one, that means muscular force we are giving at upward direction. So earth gravitational force which will be acting downward direction. So both are, if it is balanced only, the water will not be moving anywhere. Okay. So the net force will be 0. And the next one, a rocket has been fired upwards to launch a satellite in its orbit. Name the two forces acting on the rocket immediately after leaving the launching pad. So that means after launching, immediately what kind of forces must be acting on the rocket? Okay, so that is the question. So the answer is two forces acting on the rocket immediately after leaving the launch pad, right? So one is because of air. Due to air, when the rocket is moving in that towards the space, so due to the air, frictional force will be happen, right? So due to air, frictional force will be happen, and one more force. Which force? The force of gravity pulling it downward direction, right? The force of gravity pulling it downward direction. We have to overcome that gravitational force. That means we have to give that thrust. That means towards the force we are given downwards means, and we have to eject it upwards, right? Okay, that two force only here they given. Next we will see that question number 10. When we press the bulb of dropper with its nozzle kept in water, air in the dropper is seen to escape the form of bubbles. Once we release the pressure on the bulb, water gets filled in the dropper. The rise of water in the dropper is due to dash: pressure of water, gravity of the earth, shape of the rubber bulb, and atmospheric pressure. Understand the question? Dropper means, you know, if you have what's called that ink filler, right? That's also some kind of dropper. Okay, while you are pressing it, what will happen? It will suck that ink. Then after again, if you press it, means it will drop that ink, right? So same way, when we press the bulb means that corner, that spongy shape. Okay, when we press the bulb of a dropper with its nozzle kept in water, when it's nozzle means that hole, nozzle kept in water, so air in the dropper is seen to escape it from the bubbles. So sometimes it may be some small bubbles and will come from the water, right? Okay. Once we release the pressure on the bulb, water gets filled in the dropper, and that means water gets filled, right? If you have taken ink, means ink also gets filled. And the rise of water in the dropper is due to what? The rise of the dropper due to what? So the answer is actually atmospheric pressure. Okay, so due to the atmospheric pressure only, the water and all it will be move from downward to that top. Okay, because once if we release that pressure from the dropper, so how much pressure is there already? That much pressure occupied by the air presence in the atmosphere. The presence of air in the atmosphere get filled. Because of that air, that atmospheric pressure get balanced, so that only that dropper, in that dropper the ink level or water level will go. Okay, so the reason is atmospheric pressure. Okay. Okay, anyway students, these are the exercise we have seen. So I will revise again. So how to prepare for your exam. First you have to know that what is the force, basic definition of force. I said the push or pull of an object, I said, then after external disturbance of an object, I said. Okay, then after they gave some activity in your book, right? When you are applying the force in a particular direction continuously, what will happen to the displacement? The displacement will be larger, and when you are giving the same direction, the force also get larger, right? Force also giving larger, right? And if you are applying the force in the opposite direction, that means in one side you are giving some force, with the another side you try to stop, means what will happen? The body force or the object force will be get reduced. Okay, and then force, how it will be interact, that means how when we are giving the force, what are the things that happen? It may change its shape, or it may change its size also, and it may change the direction of motion also, right? For example, in the water coming from the pipe and all, if you are holding your fingers and all, you can change the direction of the water, right? And then if you take while making chapati, puri and all, that time also you have to use that duff, right? And making that that floor and all, by giving water, we can change the shape of that floor. And then even if you are what's called any other example, so a lot of examples they gave, right? Lot of examples are present due to change its shape. And that time I said blowing the balloon, inflate the balloon, that time also change in the shape will be happen. So these are the things we have seen so far. Contact force and that means contact force, non-contact force, muscular force and frictional force, that activity you have to study well. Contact force, what are the examples, what are the activities they given in your book, that also you have to read. And what is that frictional force means? What, how can we reduce the friction? Friction is entirely we can negligible or not, or entirely we can removable or not. So friction is a good or not, that things you have to know, how to reduce the friction force. So these things you have to know. And if you are coming to non-contact force, gravitational force, whether it is only for the earth or for all the planet, that kind of also you have to know. And what is that? And electrostatic force, how it will be attract, how it will be repulsion. And then magnetic force, which are the poles will attracted, which are the poles not attracted, and based on the diagram representation also you have to know. Okay, and then pressure, the pressure, that activity, okay, based on the depth, how it will be changing, height will be, how it will be changing, and that activity you have to know, and atmospheric pressure, and these things you have to understand very deeply. Okay, so your exam also very easy. So all the best, study well for your exam. Okay, so anyway, thank you all. So I completed that force and pressure lesson. So just revise it, read from your starting page onwards. You have to study well. So thank you all. So we will meet again. Prepare for your exam very well, and it will be very easy only once you understand the concept. So thank you all. Thank you.